Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. We're still on the crypto case. We're heading in today. The lone victim that will testify. There are two other victims, but they haven't given their names. They're not coming in. David Yakira, he's a Israel-based crypto guy. I actually just watched it. He used to be at something called Orbs, and he did a video talking about CK Snark and all these Ethereum smart contract concepts. I don't know. He played and he lost, and then he called the Israeli police and he froze the money. Yesterday there was a woman, Kelsey Dean from Coinbase. She's not compliance, she'll have you know. She is global intelligence. And she pretty much tried to say that they didn't answer Coinbase's emails to identify themselves, and that made them criminals. I don't know. It turns out that actually the emails weren't clear. You can see where I'm going with this. But let's get serious. Let's talk about the death penalty. Here in SDNY, there are a number of death penalties being sought. Now, one that's not being sought is Daniel Sikkema for the murder for hire against his gallerist husband in Brazil. So there's that. But there are things being sought. One is Jeezy Mula. He's a rapper. They're seeking the death penalty. His co-defendant, Chelsea Harris, pled guilty. She wants 7 years. And the government wants 25. Let's go even higher. Two defendants who were convicted at trial of an Iran-funded plot to kill Masih Alinejad. They didn't do it. She's still alive. But they did plan it. They have the emails. Well, the government last night at midnight filed its sentencing submission. We were the first to report it. Here's what they're asking for: 660 months. If you're counting at home, that's 55 years. They're both in their 40s, I think, so maybe a little younger, but it's pretty much of a life sentence that they're going for. But it's not the death penalty. No, the death penalty is being sought in Tren de Aragua cases. We covered one yesterday. 4 separate individuals are faced with the mulling seeking the death penalty. Judge Cote has given them until, I think, May or March, anyway, next year, to decide whether they're seeking it. And much cited was the effect of the shutdown on all of this. The lawyer complained that he can't see his client before or after the hearings. Judge Cote said that's due to the shutdown and there's nothing we can do. She also said that she's not holding all the conferences she normally would unless it's absolutely necessary. So although some don't feel it yet, the shutdown is having its effect. Now, also having an effect, the verdict in the BNP Paribas case. We pretty much alone reported it. We live tweeted it. There was almost no coverage until the verdict, when suddenly people took an interest in it. And now, not only is BNP stock price down, there's some talk of ESG-based investors pulling out of BNP. Well, we've asked the UN, because BNP said in its closing that how could the bank be wrong if they did what the UN was doing? The UN said it was okay. You'd think the UN would want to somehow distance themselves, but one, it's a French bank, and two, the UN is totally corrupt. So why do they have to answer anything? Why do they have to answer about Vitaly Vencelbaum, the man being extradited from Spain for UN corruption? Will he flip on Big Tony? That is the question. But for now, we're going in for the Crypto Bros trial and more. To be continued.